Alright guys, we're back to shooting in full HD for a little while just because I need to upgrade my computer because my computer can't handle 4K editing right now, so that's the next thing on my equipment to upgrade for channel stuff. But what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got a good amount of goodies in yesterday that I'm quite excited to get on the car. So the hatchback, we got our fuel lines in from Cobb, so huge shout out to Cobb, and for some other stuff that they sent over. And Perrin, dude, Perrin came in clutch and sent us a ton of stuff too. A lot of the stuff we're gonna be doing is exhaust, drivetrain, fuel system type of stuff today with some like dress up bits and whatnot, and I am pumped for this. We should, in theory, be good tomorrow to start this thing. In theory, of course, to start this thing. So let me give you a walkthrough with what we got, because we got a ton of stuff right here. And this one is really cool. This is an unreleased part from Cobb that they sent over to us, which you guys will be seeing on the market from them here soon. But they sent us one pre-production, so I'm very excited for this. So over here on the table, let's start with this stuff and then we'll kind of work our way around. So right here we have a Perrin, huge shout out to Perrin, dude. They sent so much stuff over. Perrin transmission mount, end links, end links, end links. We have 3 different sets of end links because I don't quite know, we don't quite know which ones are gonna fit the best with the bags. We have a Perrin pitch stop brace. We have a wing riser kit for the hatch for that wing, which we may throw on today. We've got this like really cool like Perrin dipstick thing, so that'll be fun to swap over. An alternator pulley, which looks cool, dress up bits right there. We have some strut tower brace guys, and Perrin sent over this really cool thing. It's a carbon fiber strut tower brace for the hatch, so I'm very curious to see how that fits. Perrin also sent over a 22mm rear sway bar to help with handling in the car. We've also got these are really cool. I already have the fuel rails on the car, but I do want to show you guys these. I'll probably save these for a future project. These are a like prototype of Perrin fuel rails. So if you've seen some of their fuel rails in the past, they kind of like loop around. These are more like the traditional style fuel rails. So I'm probably going to save these for a future project, and we'll end up using those on another build just because I already have fuel rails installed right now. So huge shout out to Perrin for sending these over. Over here we have Cobb's fuel line kit with all the fittings and whatnot. We're gonna have to get a little bit creative with getting those to fit up on the car. Cobb also sent over their Jazzy downpipe. Now, currently we have a Grimspeed downpipe on the car. It's their current version of their downpipe. So we are going to be swapping to this downpipe today because I do need a Jazzy compliant cat for the car, but that's not saying that Grimspeed doesn't have one. So right now, to be Greenspeed compliant, let me specify, to be Greenspeed compliant, there is currently only one downpipe on the market for EJs that will allow you to be Greenspeed compliant at this time, which is Cobb. Grimspeed is coming out here soon with an updated downpipe for you EJ guys. If you're looking for an FA20 J pipe, I believe it's only Grimspeed right now that has a Jazzy. I don't know if Cobb does or not. I guess I could look, but I know for a fact that Grimspeed's downpipe will not throw a check engine light, and Cobb's downpipe will not throw a check engine light. Grimspeed is coming out with one here soon, so keep an eye out if you guys are looking for that. But right now, the 2 choices, well, the only choice right at this time of filming is Cobb. Here in like a month or so, month or two, be a couple options for you guys. And no, that downpipe's not going anywhere. I'm keeping that Grimspeed downpipe because I got plans for that thing. Now, the really cool thing that I want to show you guys is this. This is an unreleased Cobb full titanium catback for the hatch. This should be coming out here soon. This thing doesn't weigh anything at all, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's titanium, like, come on, it looks beautiful. Nice titanium tips with the burnt logo, the Cobb logo on there. This is gonna be, I believe this will help us with our drone quite a bit on the NVIDIA R400. The NVIDIA R400 sounds great. So far in this car, we've had NVIDIA N1, NVIDIA R400, and we're gonna be swapping over to this Cobb titanium catback. So what we're gonna do to start off today is we're gonna get the quick jacks slid underneath the hatchback. I'm gonna go ahead and take the turbo back off. So we're gonna take downpipe off, the mid pipe off, and the catback off. Once the exhaust is out, we're gonna go ahead and knock out the rear sway bar and the end links going around the car, so that way we can just kind of knock all that out, and then we'll come up top from the car, start working on some other oh, and we gotta do the transmission mount. We'll come up, we'll do the pitch stop mount, we'll do the fuel lines, fuel pressure regulator, all that stuff, and hopefully by the end of this video, we should pretty much be ready to get this thing running and started. So let's get the quick jacks under this thing. Let's get the old turbo back off. Let's get our new Cobb one on and our new Cobb catback. Let me air this thing up. My keys are inside, damn it. It's really hot and humid today. Do 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 do. Go all the way up. Right, got our last exhaust setup off the car. Very good exhaust setup for anybody looking. Now that this is off, before I go slap it on the new stuff, I do want to swap out the rear sway bar. So to swap out our baby sway bar here, we're going to take this mount off. There's one on each side. Disconnect the end link. I'll probably just drop this lower arm here to be able to get the old end link out and the new end link in. Oh my god, dude, the spider webs are freaking everywhere. So we'll get this guy swapped out for our Perrin 22mm rear sway bar, swap in our Perrin rear end links, get our control arms put back up in here, get our new Cobb Titanium Catback on here with our Cobb downpipe, and then we can get this thing back on the ground and start back up in the engine bay. Actually, no, I gotta do the transmission mount also. I might as well do that while the downpipe's out. So before we do any of that though, let's just jump on this rear sway bar here and get this knocked out. That way we can be done with it back here. We can be done with it! So we have our Perrin 22mm rear sway bar installed. This should definitely help with how the car handles. Subarus have a tendency to understeer from the factory, so swapping out only your rear sway bar to a larger diameter one makes a huge difference in how the car feels. If you swap out the front and the rear, you have a tendency to get that oversteer or that understeer back. So this helps a tremendous amount. We also have our Perrin end links up in there. They give you really good documentation showing you if it's not like blown out. They give you really good like documentation and like diagrams showing you like how the spacer orientation needs to be for what setting you are on the sway bar, because this is an adjustable sway bar, baby. Ha! As you can see, there's a couple different mounting options on that sway bar, so sick. Rear sway bars in, everything's tightened down. I'm actually really excited to see how the car handles with this and on the bags. So now that this is done, let's jump over to our downpipe. So right here we have the new Cobb downpipe that is EPA friendly. So it does have the Jazzy cat, as Matt keeps correct. I like calling it Jesse. All right, Jesse and James. I know it's Jesse. It's Jesse, G-E-S-I. So this will not throw a check engine light. The O2 sensor is behind the catalytic converter instead of in front of it. So let's go ahead and get our new Cobb downpipe on the car. Then we can get our Titanium Catback on. And then at that point, we have to push that white legacy. So that way Matt can make it go fast. So we got our downpipe on, you guys. Fits up, I mean, it's Cobb. You guys already know it fits up well. I got to get the AFR sensor in there. Now, you may be asking, why am I wearing wrapping gloves or wrap gloves? Titanium. So if you go to touch titanium barehanded, you have a lot of grease oils on your hands. It gets into the titanium and it leaves like a stain. I think I bumped my arm on it somewhere. And it's not like it matters because it's going under the car. It's just, I feel guilty like touching it and getting like oils all up in it. Titanium just gets dirty very quickly. But this stuff is literally so freaking light, you guys. Like, a pound, maybe weighs a pound. So you get the 4 tips. Right now all they have is the burnt titanium option, which I have no problem with that. So let's go ahead. I think I'm gonna start at the axle back and work my way forward just so I can figure out the configuration of this pipe here. It can really only go on one way. That one only goes on one way, but I want to make sure that I'm getting the flange orientation correct. So they give you the full mid pipe. No resonator or anything like that. That muffler should do just fine. 4 tips, the slip joint clamps, an exhaust hanger, all the fun stuff. So let's get this thing on. I wish I could hear. I wish we would be able to hear it in this video, but obviously we can't start the car yet. So let's get this guy installed. We have our beautiful Cobb Tubebackr installed, and it looks really good, you guys. It doesn't weigh anything either. Personally, I'm more of a fan of stainless steel or just raw colored tips. I'm not a huge fan of burnt colored tips, but I don't think they look terrible. I'm very curious to see how the hatch sounds now with these Grimspeed headers, Cobb Tubebackr, JB400 chase. I honestly have no idea. It could be a very good sounding Subaru when we're done with it. So now that we've got the Tubebackr situation kind of dealt with, we're going to jump up into the engine bay. I forgot to put the transmission mount in, so I have to go back down there here in a little bit, but I'm going to wait until I have like sweated less because I'm quite sweaty. So we're going to start doing some of the engine bay stuff. I need to play around with the Cobb fuel line kit that we got, and I'm going to swap out our pitch stop for the Perrin pitch stop that we have back here. While doing the Perrin pitch stop, I think I'm going to knock out, or I'm going to get the strut tower brace fitted up, the fun like dipstick holder guy. That's cool. It's a P looking thing too for Perrin. And the alternator dress up pulley and whatnot. And we'll start playing with these. I don't quite know how I'm gonna do these yet, but I do know that they will work one way or another. So let's get to work. Let's start knocking this out, Jimbo. Let's build us a hatchback. Ooh. Alright guys, so we finally have our fuel line situation figured out here. So we have our fuel pressure regulator here. We've got one return coming off here going down to that fuel rail. I was able to sneak a 90 in there. We've got 190 coming off. All of this will be pushed back enough where we can still fit our secondary air injection pump right there. On this side we have a 180 coming off of this TGV going back down underneath the turbo inlet. Same with that other side, it comes down, wraps under the manifold, and then comes up to right here. So I was able to do this using a combination of building my own line, using the Cobb lines, and using one IAG line that I had sitting around. But it works! Which is all that matters right now. So now that we have this fuel line situation worked out, let me go ahead and get the turbo inlet in here. Let's get this intake manifold bolted back down. We can get the alternator in. We can really start reassembling this engine bay because those fuel lines were the big thing that were holding us up. And now that they're not holding us up anymore, we're solid to keep sending this. So let's keep sending it. So I had to order new O-rings for all these injectors. Literally every single injector is leaking, and it created a massive puddle on the floor of fuel, as you can see right down there. None of the lines are leaking, which is good. It's literally just all of the injectors. Literally all of the injectors are leaking. So I ordered 10 O-rings for them all, so hopefully that'll get it fixed, fix these fuel leaks and whatnot. But we can still keep reassembling things. I can get the alternator back in, pitch stops in, all the other smaller stuff. So let's just keep going on reassembling this engine bay. I'm kind of dizzy off of gas fumes, but I'm not. That ain't gonna stop us. What am I saying? Let's keep going. Good morning, my children. It was the next day. It got very late, very dark last night. But I got the carbon fiber parent store tower brace in. It looks good. Matt and I are about to play car swap, so I need to get the STI started, move that, move the GTI. Then we need to move the WRX and then move the white Legacy into the garage with the WRX, so that way Matt can make it a race car. Right? Yeah. Ah! All right, let me get the STI started real quick. We'll move the GTI. Will it start first try today? First try, baby! You know, I should really start making more videos with this car. Obviously, aside from dyno videos, what do you guys want to see with this thing? Let me know. Draper! Draper! Hey! Draper! Hi, buddy.
Oh wow.
Does it sound cool?
Yeah.
The Subaru sound cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Matt said my Subaru sounds cool. All right, let's we're gonna do a quick cleanup on the garage real quick, scoot the WRX over and get the Legacy in. Then we got a couple more things we gotta do on the WRX today. All right, we just got done playing car roulette. We got the WRX pushed over a little bit. We got mittens in here now for Matt to start working on that one. STI's pulled back into the driveway. I need to move the GTI back over here also, but I'm gonna do that in a minute. I gotta go edit this video here, and I gotta finish editing it, let me say that. I do wanna get this transmission mount on real quick. So let me get the quick jacks hooked up. Let's get the WRX back up in the air. Let's get our transmission mount swapped out, because the one that I have on there now, the stock one, is let's be honest here, it's just broken. So let me get this thing up in the air. All right, let me crawl my happy butt down here. So to replace this transmission mount, you guys, you've got two 14s right there. I am gonna drop this cross member right here, and I'll just support the transmission with a jack. We'll drop this cross member. There's 4 bolts that hold the actual transmission mount up to the transmission. We'll get those out. We'll put in our new one. Bada bing, bada boom. We should be good. So with doing these, this cross member brace is the same between WRX and STI, and these swap out the same as WRX and STI. So it doesn't really matter what one you have. It's going to be the same process either way. Support the trans, drop this guy, take out the mount, put the new mount in, put this guy back on, and you can unsupport the trans. So, dude, that freaking exhaust looks so gosh darn good. I tell you what. Let's go ahead and get this guy swapped out real quick. Oh my god, dude, this power steering leak just gets worse and worse and worse. It's a good thing I got a new rack coming, right? Right? All right, we got our new transmission mount up here as I scoop my happy butt in here. So we have our Perrin transmission mount in here now. If you have a 5-speed, they give you a 5-speed adapter right there. If you have a 6-speed, there's no need for the adapter because the transmission sits a little bit lower. So this is dope, sick. This car is gonna feel way better by the time we're done with it. So that's really all I got for this video. A lot more good progress. I ordered all of the injector O-rings to replace all the ones that are leaking because pretty much every single one is leaking. On top of that, I just paid out front this morning for our closed deck case halves for this. So it's V3 closed deck, 1/2-inch head studs, the whole kit and caboodle, all that stuff. So very excited to get that going, because that's going to be our backup engine. That'll be our big boy engine. I don't plan on putting that closed deck engine in this car until we have everything for the 6-speed swap, because ideally the next revision of the car, I want to do STI 6-speed, closed deck engine, built heads, built motor, obviously, the whole kit and caboodle. I'd like to do, end goal, probably another FP Black setup on the car for a daily driver status. I feel like the FP Black was my favorite setup we've done, and with a closed deck engine, 1/2-inch head studs and everything like that, we should be good to send it to whatever power we want for a daily driver and have absolutely no issues. Just stock location turbos, in my opinion, feel so much better for daily driving than a big rotated setup. Like, I like big rotated setups. They look good, they look cool. That's what I have the STI for. The STI is the powerhouse. This one, 500-600 wheel for the street, something along those lines. But that's all I got for you guys. Power steering rack shows up on Tuesday, so you guys will be getting that 2015 plus STI power steering rack video and some other stuff. We also have a Varis style wing coming for the hatch, you know, the one with the carbon fiber blade painted sides and whatnot. It's gonna look good on this thing, especially with the wheels and bagged and whatnot. Front lip maybe, and some side skirts maybe, so we'll see you here soon. But if you guys like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, turn your black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver sign, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be one of these corners, no idea which one I'm gonna put it in because somebody didn't want me to tell you guys. So with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies.